If you're thinking about getting custom t-shirts made and not sure which brand to use,
we're going to test out 6 different brands. We're going to try 6 different brands on for you in 2 different sizes. We got Zazzle,
Canva,
Printify,
Printful, CafePress,
and Redbubble. All right, we're about to get ready to try on all these shirts, but we feel like we should probably tell you our sizes. So I'm about 5'8". I wear a size 16 in misses, extra large or large in a t-shirt, just depending on the brand.
And I am 5'4". I usually wear a small, sometimes a medium, depending, because sizes can be so different these days, but I generally aim for a small. So that is what we have chosen in all of the shirts we're going to be testing today. We got different makes of shirts. There's lots of options, but we wanted to test the size overall and the print quality of each one.
We went with a value, whatever their value line was for in that brand, we went with that for my shirts.
And then for my shirts, we went with sort of a comfort tri-blend, whatever the softest option was, just so we could compare the 2 different types of shirts. On all of the shirts, what we did was we got our logo printed approximately the same size because we want to test the printing and the fit of the shirt.
We also try to order navy blue whenever possible.
Okay, so we're ready to try them all on?
We are.
Here we go. Okay, we're starting with CafePress. These are both on the small side. This is quite tight.
Yeah, definitely on the tighter side than I would wear and what I would expect from an XL. And yeah, I don't like this.
But now let's take a look at the print quality, because that's important too. Consistency, not quite. They don't really match. And neither of these is really the color of the original thing that we uploaded. They're a bit too green. The detail is okay. The edges look okay. The opacity is okay on this one. How's that one?
Let's see. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
The white looks white.
It's not sticky when I touch it. I don't stick to it. It bends pretty well.
Tiny bit of stretch.
Yeah.
The concern with the stretch is if you have a very stretchy shirt and not a stretchy iron-on, then it's going to crackle over time. So that's actually an important distinction. Okay, CafePress.
Okay, now we are in Redbubble. The fit on this extra large I really like. Comes down very nicely. I could tuck it under the side, not too tight.
Right, and this one is the small. The fit is great on this. It's very comfortable, very lightweight. Feels really good, no pulling or anything. I like this. I really like this fit. This is great, nice quality shirt too. Now let's take a look at the printing.
All right, Redbubble, we're coming for you because look at the color difference here.
That is not consistent at all. That's pretty bad consistency across different shirts here. The finish on this one, it feels okay. It's kind of a nice in between. And it has some good flexibility and a tiny bit of stretch.
It doesn't have that sticky feel. Chica's right. It does feel pretty flexible though.
But I also feel like it's not as opaque as it should be. I feel like I'm seeing this blue through a little. I mean, look at this. This is supposed to be white and it seems like a very, very light blue. That one is whiter. Look at that. Look at the difference. So
yeah.
Color variation.
Very, very, a lot of difference in that color. All right, we have Zazzle on now. This is a more fitted on the extra large. I don't have a lot of room here. So if you like a little bit roomier shirt, this is not gonna be your jam. It's just a little tight through the arms and stuff, so.
I'd say the same thing goes for mine. This is a small and it kind of feels like it's choking me and the arms are really, really tight. This part's okay, but I don't like the fit. So maybe not these exact shirts. Not sure if they have others, but so far we're not really true to size.
Or if you get these, definitely size up.
I do not see a nice opaque finish here, actually. I can kind of see the blue through a little bit.
Yeah, which is giving us the color deviation since my shirt is black and it looks very different. So just be aware that if you're trying to get a true color, what your background shirt's gonna be.
Right, this would look better on a white shirt, but this isn't a white shirt, so it needs to look good on here too.
The quality on it it just feels rough. It doesn't have a lot of stretch to it. Yeah, we can just feel the difference in quality on this print.
The detail is pretty good. Edges are pretty good, but it feels very much like an iron-on, not a professional printed image.
I totally agree.
All right, these are from Printful. What's a little different about Printful is this is where you can get lots of bulk shirts printed for your business, or you can do print on demand like through Etsy. So that's a little bit slightly different than some of the other ones we've looked at. So this is a small. It feels fantastic. There's no pulling here on the sleeves, on the collar. It feels great. I would be very comfortable ordering this in a small and feeling really comfortable with it.
This is by far, so far, my favorite. I am, to remind you, wearing the value shirt, and this one doesn't feel like sandpaper. So this is great. The fit is fantastic. I would actually wear this out in public and be comfortable. The arms are great. The length is nice. Yep, I would actually wear this shirt out of my house.
Consistency across the two looks great. Color quality, I would say that's fairly true to our original design.
Has a nice bit of stretch here. It feels a little tackier, like my fingers feel like they're sticking to it a little bit, so.
And then we've got nice detail here and the edges look good. So the print quality is good, consistency good, true to color. It's pretty good.
I use Canva all the time, but until Chica let me know, I did not know you could have shirts printed there. And I'm pretty happy with this one. The material is slightly like thinner than the other ones I've tried on so far, but not in a bad way. Like I feel very, I could wear this in the Kentucky hot summer and not die. The fit is great, not too tight, not too loose. Length is great. Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
That's the extra large. This is the small again. Very nice fit. Maybe slightly snug in the sleeve, but that's kind of the fitted look. But this part is very comfortable, and I really like how it feels. So
yeah, Canva, good job.
All right, here's the Canva up close. I would say the color consistency across prints is good, but I don't think this is necessarily true to color of the design we actually did. It's a little bit on the green side instead of blue. It has this plasticky feel to it, but plenty of stretch. The detail is good and the edges look good. The color though is just not quite true. All right, here we have Printify. This is another print-on-demand type service that you can get in bulk for your business, not just individual ones.
I feel like this is another good one. The sleeve is slightly longer, but the material is great. It's not itchy, it doesn't feel too stiff, not too thin. It's like the Goldilocks of t-shirt material. I like it. Roomy enough without being too swallowing me, so I really like this one too.
Same goes here for this one. This is the small size. It fits really nice. Sleeves are very comfortable. There's no pulling here like some of the others have been. The neck feels really good. I like it. Length is nice. It's a little bit on the long side actually, but that's kind of nice if you're doing sort of
A
bend
tuck.
over work.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about the back. So
Get a little-
I actually like this little bit longer length.
Good job, Printify.
Color matching, slightly
That's-
off.
Yeah, a little
Slightly.
bit off there. The t-shirts are 2 different types of t-shirts, so that's probably why we're getting that color variation. They're not the same material.
Right. Texture wise, it's got a little bit of a scratchy, but some stretch too. So
It did not feel bad when we had it on though.
right. And then detail wise, we got pretty good there, and the edges look pretty good. Okay, we've got them all laid out here so that we can show you the print quality, the color differences, and how they all change across the different printing companies. Let's start with color. Zazzle probably has the truest color to our original design. Probably Redbubble is next, Printful, kind of a toss-up between these, and then maybe Canva. So there's a huge variety here in the color that we got on the printing. Let's talk about consistency across multiple prints from the same company. If you look at the Canva over there, those two look different. These were both done by Canva, 2 different shirts, 2 different colors. Not a good sign. Redbubble, also differences in color. Printful is a good match on color. CafePress, wildly different print colors. Printify, say pretty good. Zazzle's pretty good too. In terms of consistency on print colors, Zazzle and Printful. Those are the 2 most consistent across prints. Now let's talk about the opacity and how the color of the shirt may or may not show through. Zazzle does a pretty good job here, I'd say. Printify does a better job. CafePress, this one looks great. Very nice and opaque. Printful is pretty good too. Redbubble, that one's okay. This one's really not. So maybe you get mixed results here. It's really surprising to me that these both came from the same company. Honestly, the colors are wildly different and the opacity is very different. So maybe not great quality control with Redbubble. And the Canva, the opacity is great. So I'd say in terms of getting solid coverage, Canva is great, Printful is great, and probably Printify. Those would be my top 3 there. Now let's run through each of these and talk about the placement of the iron-on in the middle of the shirt. Are they centered? Are they nicely spaced from the top? Here we have the 2 canvas shirts. I'd say that is pretty well centered. They did a good job. It seems straight and centered, so good job on Canva. Okay, here's our 2 Redbubble shirts. This one feels like it's a little bit tilted, maybe not straight up and down, and it's definitely not centered. There's much more room over there than there is over here, so not a great placement. This one I'd say is centered pretty well left to right, but this is a little bit crooked too. So kind of hit or miss here with Redbubble. All right, here's our Printful shirts. I'd say they are both centered very well left to right. This one is nice and straight up and down. This one, a little bit crooked. So almost there with Printful. All right, here's our CafePress shirts. These actually look pretty well centered and placed very nice and straight. So they've done a great job here with placement. Good job, CafePress. Here's our Printify shirt. Very nicely centered, very nicely spaced, and they seem straight up and down. So good job, Printify. All right, and here are the Zazzle ones. I would say this one is tilted a little bit. This one's straight, but this one is also kind of off center. So hit and miss here with Zazzle. So our overall favorites here in terms of print quality would be Canva and Printful. Color consistency, nice printing. Canva has the benefit of being something you can order a one-off for you individually. Printful has the benefit of being something you can order for your business in bulk. So these would be our 2 favorites from a print quality perspective. All right, so to show you the difference in the sizes, these are all of the extra large shirts. We've laid them all out from the biggest on the bottom to the smallest on the top. So we're gonna come in and get a little closer here and show you how these different lines look different in the extra large shirt. Look at the differences in the sleeves on all of these extra larges. This is the smallest, very tight. This one, really short, also really short. This one gets longer, and then here. So there's a huge difference here just in the sleeves of all of these extra larges. But most importantly, let's look at the width of these shirts. All right, I've got these laid out. It's even on both sides. So this is half of the difference you see over here. You can see how much bigger they get as we go. And the size difference is definitely there on the extra large. You're going to get a lot more roominess on this one than you are on this one. So let's run through and show you what these are here in order from smallest to largest from the different brands. All right, so we're starting here. Canva had the smallest extra large, then CafePress, and then Zazzle, which is also shorter than the others, Printify, Printful, and then Redbubble. Okay, here are the small shirts laid out in order from the smallest to the biggest. Huge difference here. This is the smallest one. It is smaller in every direction than the ones here in the back. So we're gonna go through each one up close and show you the differences. Okay, here are the sleeves of our different small shirts. They go all the way from this one, which just has this little teeny tiny nothing sleeve, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Here's a much bigger sleeve, and we're getting to here and much roomier. So if you compare the size of that one all the way back down to this one, huge difference in sizes here on a small. Okay, now let's take a look at the sides here and the width of these shirts. Again, I've got this evenly spaced on both sides, so you're seeing half of it here. Both in the width and the length, there's great variety here and differences. This one is super short. We get a little longer. There's another short one. And then these back here are really long and considerably wider. That's about another 2 inches of width on each side. So that's a 4-inch difference in the fit, which is pretty huge for something that's all supposed to be the same size. Okay, now let's run through and show you what they are in order in the different sizes. So we have CafePress is the smallest, then Zazzle, then Canva, then Printify, Redbubble, and Printful here at the bottom. We tried them all on again.
And we have our favorites.
I would say definitely in terms of print quality and fit, true to size, Canva and the shirts we chose at Canva are our favorites. This is a great option if you are doing individual shirts for your own custom personalized needs.
Our second favorite is Printify. And this, as Chica said, you can get it for your business. For me, it's a more traditional fit, slightly less fitted than the Canva. So it's just a matter of preference.
Yep, print quality is great. Shirts were true to size. If you're looking for your business, Printify would be our recommendation. So there you go. There's the 2 that we tried. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about shirts, printing companies, any advice on designing shirts, drop them in the comments below. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Is that good? Mm-hmm. Okay. She said it's good.